Hello everybody, this is Dalaine from Colorpockit, and today I wanted to show you how to create the little light bulbs and the glow around them and the background for this card. And this particular card is from the Holiday Hugs deck. I am the artist, and this is how I colored it, and I wanted to show you guys how to get the same effect. So, to get started, I colored the bulbs themselves first. So I'm just going to color it exactly like I have here so you guys can see how I did it. So use your maroon red and red pencil, and you just want to go around the inside here of the line of the bulb with the maroon color, the wine colored red. So I just made a little line around the outside. Then I use the lighter yellow of the two yellows, and I come right out from the base of the bulb out into the middle, and I push very hard. This is going to give our bulbs the glow on the inside here. So do that. Then I'm going to go back to my red pencil, and I'm going to use the actual red color, and I'm going to do circles and just join the two edges, and I'm pushing hard here because I like very saturated color. All right, so there you have it. Has a little bit of that yellow glow in the middle. Next, I'll move on to the orange. I'm going to do kind of the same thing. Take the darker orange. I'm going to go around the edge here. Back to my light yellow. Straight out from the base, pushing hard. Back in with my light orange. Doing my circles here. Push hard, blend everything in together. Okay. Next was yellow, so I'm going to use the dark yellow to make the outline around the bulb. Now on this one, you're thinking, hey, the center is supposed to be that light yellow. So how do I get any differentiation at all? All right, I'm using my light yellow and making my little center. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to do the circles with the light yellow. I'm just not going to push as hard. So then you'll still get that little bit of differentiation, and it looks like a glow. All right, so the next color is green. And I used this pencil here that has the leaf green and the lime green. So I take the darker green and I go all the way around the outside. You don't have to be very precise with this at all. This is just fun. And you could use, you know, this kind of a treatment we're going to do for the glow around the lights. You could use that if you're coloring candles or just anything you kind of want to have a glow around. All right, now I'm going to go back in with this lime green and make my circles. And I'm pushing pretty hard. Here we are. Our next color is blue. And on that one, I used the navy blue, light blue combo. So we're going to go in here with our navy blue. Get my light yellow. So what's fun about this is you can kind of, now I'm going to use the light blue. You can kind of use this with any colors, really. But it's kind of fun to see what the yellow in the center looks like when you use different colors over the top, because it's a little bit different, but it definitely looks like a fun sort of glow. And then the last color I used was the purple. So I'm going to take my dark purple and go around the outside. It doesn't have to be too precise, because if some of the other colors, you know, blend over the top, that's awesome. Okay, we're going to do the yellow in the center again, and the lavender purple, and do my little circles. Okay, so now I've got my lights done. The next thing I did when I was coloring is I went back to the green pencil with the lime green and leaf green, and I used the darker green to color all the bases of the bulbs. I decided not to do the wire, but I thought it would be fun to do the base of the bulbs green, because, you know, that's kind of usually when you buy a set of Christmas lights, a lot of times the bases are green. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the background. How did I get this background? So the first thing I did is I went back to my light blue, navy blue pencil, and I used the navy blue, and I just made an outline along the inside here of the wire for the Christmas lights all the way around, because that gives us a base of something to color into. So, and I push pretty hard, you know, because I want that area to be dark. And you want to come out a little ways so that you're not too worried about coloring over the wire and then out into the other part. I'm going to take this bracelet off because it is bugging me. There we go. All right. So in a lot of my coloring videos, you will find that the first thing I do is outline an area next to the edge, because I really find that that is helpful, so that when I'm coloring later, I don't have to be so precise about what I'm doing. Now, when I made my background, I kept it mostly this navy blue, but if you wanted yours to be darker, you could always, after you're all done with everything, add a little black into the top, or, you know, you could just really do this with about any color combination. Okay, so now here's my blue, my outline. So then what I did is I took this light blue and I just made, first I went around each bulb again so that I have something to color into. Okay, and then I just did little circles and blending, and I'm not pushing very hard. Okay, I'm going around and around. Okay, so there's one. I'm going to go in and just going to do the same thing around all the bulbs. And I'm coming out about half the width of what the actual bulb is. And some of them are going to overlap, and that's okay, because their glows would overlap. This one's probably going to be pretty darn close to the whole edge here. Go around the bulb. Okay, and then do my circles out. Just kind of making a little halo of this light blue color around each bulb. I'll go like here. And my pencils today are kind of sharp. For blending, I actually like dull pencils. And so sometimes I have a set of dull pencils and a set of sharp pencils at the same time so that I can use one for fine work and one for blending. But as you can see, it's still working fine, even though my pencils are kind of sharp. I just have to definitely make sure that I push very lightly and make sure that it all kind of swirls together. All right, so now we have our little light colored glow around. Next, I'm going to go back to, whoops, I'm sorry, I still need that pencil. I'm going to go back to the navy blue. And I am going to kind of fill in now the dark background. So I push real hard on this one, and then just sort of as you get to the glow part, you just kind of lighten up a little bit so it blends. Because I wanted, you know, this to sort of look like it was nighttime. And sometimes I start out and do a lighter layer and I did with this also. So I did a lighter layer around and then came out here and colored this part really dark, you know, push really hard, and then work back into what I had done before, just to give it that little extra. This little part right here needs a little dark blue. And right here. So I really had fun creating this deck. I wanted to create something that, you know, during this kind of difficult time, people could share, tell, you know, their friends and their family members that they're thinking about them, send them a little holiday hug from afar. That's kind of what I was thinking about. And these sweet little bears here, I thought this could be mother and child bear, a couple bear, all sorts of possibilities. All right. I'm just going to do a little bit in here so that you can kind of see the contrast. All right, so the last step of this is you are going to go back over all of your lights with this light yellow. And what you're going to do is you're going to go out into the light blue area a little bit and over onto the bulb itself. And that's what gives it just that little bit extra of glow. And actually, I'm not doing it with, I am doing it with yellow on the yellow one, if that makes sense. So you remember, lightest color of whatever color it is. And you're just going to tiny circle it, tiny circles. You're coming out into that blue. Okay, and then that just gives you that little glow. So this one's orange. We're going to use the light orange. And you can kind of experiment with this. You may have to push pretty hard to actually see any color, or you might not. So it depends how thick your layer of light blue is in the glowing area. So there you go. Now you can see that's glowing, and we'll do the red. And this, for me, the red, I don't need to push very hard at all to get that little glow. And I'm doing tiny circles. Okay, next I'll do the green, and I'm using the lime green. And you can just, do this as much or as little as you like, but that just gives it, a little extra color and a little extra pop of that glow. Make it look like your lights are lighting up the night. Here's the light blue. I'm using the light blue on the blue. And so on this one, you might want to push a little bit harder because you've got that really light blue, and then you want this to be just a little bit darker in there. All right. And then finally, I'm going to take my lavender of the lavender and purple and do a little bit of that around here to make a purple glow. All right. So there you have it. That is how you create the Christmas lights and the glow on them. I'm going to hold this up again one more time so you can see it really well. And I hope you found this helpful, and thank you so much for watching.